Hi, my name is Sarah Lozier, and this is my presentation on targets of measurement. To get started with the introduction, I'm going to answer what is NYSESLAT, the purpose of this presentation, and why this matters for ENL teachers. So what is NYSESLAT? So that stands for the New York State English as a Second Language Achievement Test, which assesses English proficiency for English language learners, ELLs, in New York State. It measures students' abilities in listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The test ensures that multilingual learners are progressing toward English proficiency. And for the purpose of this presentation, I'm going to explain targets of measurement and their role in the Second Language Achievement Test for New York State, how it's going to help ENL teachers understand how targets of measurement impact instruction and assessment, and I will also provide strategies to prepare students for the New York State English as a Second Language Achievement Test and use the results effectively. And why does this matter for ENL teachers? Targets of measurement align classroom instruction with language proficiency expectations. They help in differentiating instruction to support multilingual learners. And understanding targets of measurement allows teachers to interpret students' results and improve their instruction. What are targets of measurement? So, targets of measurement are the foundational linguistic demands that guide how the test is structured. So, they define what students should be able to do in reading, listening, writing, and speaking at different grade levels. Targets of measurement aren't just general language skills. They're specifically designed to align with how students develop language over time. Each target of measurement is tied to a specific linguistic purpose and is assessed across 5 performance levels from entering all the way to commanding. So I provided an example for reading targets of measurement for grades 3 to 4. So the target of measurement states students should be able to determine the main idea of a short academic text with simple supporting details. So for this performance level, at the most basic level, a beginning ELL might only recognize key words. But as they develop proficiency, they can identify the full main idea and even paraphrase supporting details. This kind of structure ensures that the assessment captures students' growth accurately. Now that we know what tables of measurement are, let's look at how they fit into the bigger picture of language assessment. So, table of measurements don't exist in isolation. They are part of a structured framework that connects broad learning goals to specific assessment tasks. First, we start with a claim, which is a general statement about what students should be able to do with language. So, for example, a claim might be that students can understand and analyze text. From there, we have an anchor, which breaks the claim into a more specific skill, like identifying the main idea. Next, the table of measurement gets even more precise by defining what students should be able to do on the test. So for example, like we just used before for a grade 3 to 4 reading table of measurement, students must determine the main idea of a short academic text with simple supporting details. Finally, we have linguistic features, which are the actual language tools students use to meet the tables of measurement. Things like recognizing key words, paraphrasing, and using transition words. If we gave students a short passage about why plants need sunlight, a beginner might only recognize the words plant and sunlight. A more advanced student would be able to say, the passage is about how plants need sunlight to grow. This demonstrates their ability to determine the main idea. So understanding this connection helps us see how tables of measurement guide both assessment and instruction. So now let's discuss why E&L teachers need to be aware of targets of measurement and how they impact our teaching. So as E&L teachers, understanding tables of measurement is essential because they directly shape how we teach and assess our students. If we know what linguistic skills are being measured, we can better prepare students for success. First, tables of measurement ensure that our instruction aligns with the New York State second language exam. Instead of teaching general English skills, we can focus on the specific language demands that students need to demonstrate on the test. Since table of measurements cover reading, writing, listening, and speaking, they remind us to provide balanced instruction across all modalities. For example, if a student struggles with speaking but excels in reading, we're able to tailor our support accordingly for that student's needs. Tables of measurement also guide differentiation. If we understand how language ability progresses from entering to commanding, we can scaffold appropriately, offering like sentence starters for beginners and more open-ended responses for advanced students. Beyond teaching strategies, table of measurement help us prepare students for the test itself, showing them what to expect in question types, response formats, and performance expectations. Plus, once we receive the New York State assessment test scores, we can use them to adjust our instruction based on student needs. Now that we understand why tables of measurement matters for E&L teachers, let's explore what we need to consider when preparing students for the New York State second language assessment test. When working with the New York State second language assessment test, there are 3 key phases where tables of measurement play an important role: preparing students before the test, administering the test, and using results afterward to guide instruction. Before the test, our goal is to ensure students develop the specific language skills outlined in the tables of measurement. This means aligning classroom activities with what they'll be assessed on. We also need to introduce them to the test format, including the types of questions they'll see and how they should respond. Since the New York State second language assessment test measures students across performance levels, providing scaffolded practice such as using sentence frames for beginners and open-ended questions for advanced learners, it can help them feel more confident. On actual test day, during the test, we need to ensure students understand the directions clearly. For some students, test anxiety or language barriers might make this challenging, so we should provide reassurance and check for comprehension. If students receive accommodations like extended time or separate locations, we must ensure they get those supports. Also, we should be observant. If students appear confused or disengaged, it might signal that they didn't fully understand the task and what was being asked. Now for after the test, the real work begins. We can use the New York State second language assessment test results to pinpoint students' strengths and their areas for improvement. By breaking down performance by modality, reading, writing, listening, and speaking, we can see where students struggle the most and adjust instruction accordingly. So for example, if a group of students' scores is low in listening, we might increase activities like structured discussions, audio-based exercises, and partner listening tasks. By keeping these considerations in mind, we can make the New York State Second Language Assessment Test a more meaningful tool for guiding language development. Now let's explore the key aspects of tables of measurement that teachers should always keep in mind. So, tables of measurement are more than just criteria. They guide how we teach language. Understanding tables of measurement helps us focus on what students need to be able to do at different proficiency levels. Since the New York State Assessment Test for Second Language assesses reading, writing, listening, and speaking, our instruction should target all 4 areas, not just 1 or 2 of them. We want students to develop language skills in a balanced way. Each student falls into one of 5 performance levels: entering, emerging, transitioning, expanding, and commanding. By knowing where our students are, we can scaffold appropriately. For example, entering level students might need sentence starters, while expanding students can handle more complex responses. Tables of measurement are connected to larger linguistic functions such as claims, anchors, and language purposes. This means we should think beyond vocabulary and focus on how students use language in different contexts. Finally, tables of measurement aren't just for test day. We can use the test results and data to continuously adjust our teaching, helping students progress throughout the year. Now that we understand the key aspects of the tables of measurement, I have some helpful resources that teachers can use to stay updated and informed. So, as ENL teachers, it's essential to stay informed about the latest updates and targets of measurement guidelines. So the resources provided are official information and training to help us prepare students effectively. The New York State website that I provided has critical documents including the targets of measurement, the school administration manual, and the 2024 item maps. These help us understand what's being assessed and how to interpret student performance. And then for deeper understanding, the New York State Second Language Assessment Test has Webinet number 4. It explains targets of measurement in detail, and there's also a writing training guide that includes useful insights into assessment expectations. And beyond all those official resources, there's webinars that are hosted frequently and for professional development. And you could also collaborate with colleagues on ways to share best practices and strategies. And here is a list of references, and we're excited that were used to compile this presentation. I encourage you to explore these further as they provide valuable insights into how tables of measurement function and how they impact our instruction and student assessment. This concludes my presentation. Thank you so much for your time.